Umar. It's nice to meet you. My name is Nasha. Thank you for being here today. Can you share a bit more about your background and what you do?
Thank you very much for having me. It's great to be at the Asian Leadership Conference. I am originally from Kyrgyzstan, Central Asia, but I'm right now based in Seattle, Washington State, and my background is actually in international development. I've spent over a decade in international organizations working on a range of issues from public policy, financial management, improving regulations around the world in different contexts.
For you, what is adaptive leadership to you, and why do you think it's important?
Thank you for asking. This is a great question. Adaptive leadership is really about building people's capacities to solve their own problems. It is important because everybody should have an ownership in solving their own problem at individual, organizational, or community level. It's important for them to both own the acknowledgement of the problem, but also own their solutions. And that's the only way we can actually make progress in becoming more resilient, becoming more adaptive, and obviously thrive in whatever the context is going to be in which human beings exist. And I think that's why it's important, because in the current context, there's a tremendous expectation that both the diagnostic, understanding why the problem there is, and the solutions are actually externally driven. They're provided by others. And that is okay, but ultimately it's really important that we provide the ownership and the capacity for people to both understand but also solve their own problems.
And based on what you shared, do you have any advice on how leaders can create more adaptive problem solvers and leaders?
I think that it basically boils down to the few basic concepts. One of them is providing space, providing a platform for the people to really have time to learn and understand their problems, that whatever they're facing is an important issue, and why this is important. And I think the second important element for the people who are supporting these change agents, right? I don't want to call them leaders, is really to trust in the capacity of the people to be able to resolve their own problems. So And I think this is important, and to wrap this up, it's important that there is an opportunity to guide these people in the direction that is a good place, not a bad place. So that's the third element, because leadership or practice of leadership has a moral value judgment. Leadership has a connotation that is positive. It's not a negative, because I think we all understand that when somebody is taking people in the wrong direction, that's not leadership, right? It is maybe mistaken, but in the end of the day, people do realize that this is not a true leadership or real leadership. So in this regard, I think there are three important ingredients. One is to support people. Second is to trust. And I think third is to serve as a moral compass, as a symbol that takes people in the right direction. Those are probably three key ingredients.
Thank you. So I really learned a lot from you about leader and leadership as well. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Nasha. It was great talking to you.
Thank you.